Dating can become a time-consuming, expensive, and tedious effort. Would it be helpful to have pearls to ponder while dating to keep you from wasting time, effort, energy, and money? Stay with me, and we will discuss these pearls. Greetings, daters of all ages. I'm John F. Whitney, author of the book, I Do, If It's Equitable, a philosophy for dating and marriage to avoid the potential horrors of divorce. I will be your host and your guide as we discuss the I Do philosophy. You know what the red square at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen is, the obligatory subscribe button. If I am worthy, please smash that sucker. Before we discuss the pearls to ponder while dating, we must discuss, understand, and employ the essential, all-important, critical eye. What is the critical eye? The critical eye is being able to see someone for what they truly are, not what you wish they were. It is assessing a person or a situation in a dispassionate manner, devoid of emotion, absent of feeling, without prejudice. It is the ability to accurately assess any given situation or person and then accepting the potential outcome, no matter how disappointing that outcome might be. For example, she might be a virtual goddess that all men would gladly worship, but she might also be greedy and selfish. He might be Adonis that all women would die for, but he might also be obnoxious and vulgar. Purchasing a new Corvette might help you score with the ladies, but it might also put an impossible strain on your finances. Staying with the rich, handsome playboy might add material things to your life and to your ego, but might also find you ultimately used and then discarded, as so many others before you have been. Therefore, the critical eye demands that at some point you accept a person for what they are, or a situation for what it is, not what you wish they were. Modify or eliminate as you deem fit. Now, why is the critical eye so important? Properly applied, it will be difficult for you to remain in a toxic relationship or be negatively influenced by any given situation for very long. Once you see someone or something for what they are, then the truth has reared its ugly head. Never ignore the truth. It doesn't like when you ignore it. Pearl number 1. Do not tolerate behavior that is unacceptable to the Bible, Torah, or Quran, or any other moral compass you choose. Except for the psychologically impaired and politicians, although I don't see much difference between the two. We all have a moral compass as determined by a guide of some sort. I'll use the 10 Commandments, as the Bible, Torah, and Quran all reference them. Atheists, use whatever guide you wish. Your date urges you to sneak out of a restaurant without paying the bill. Do you tolerate that behavior? What they do unto others, they may do unto you one day. Your date mocks a homeless person asking for spare change. Do you tolerate such behavior? There, but by the grace of God, go you or your date. If they disrespect the weak, will they one day disrespect you? How about if your date throws a rock at a stray cat passing by? Do you tolerate such behavior? If they are cruel to an animal today, will they be cruel to you tomorrow? Have a set of core values. Live them. Have no patience or tolerance for anyone that violates these core values, especially someone you are dating. Discard such a person sooner rather than later, lest you find yourself at the receiving end of their adverse behavior one day. Pearl number 2. You are the company you keep. Be selective. Unless you seek a worthy life partner, you will likely not find one. Try to surround yourself with like-minded men and women, as the case may be. Odds are their core values and yours will be similar, if not the same. Be selective. Establish a list of criteria your date must have in order to even be considered in the first place. Then adhere to that list of criteria. Seeking a worthy life partner will take time and effort. Achieving anything of value or quality should take time and effort. Be patient. Avoid becoming desperate. Do not settle for anyone less than your criteria dictate. Now, using your criteria, determine places where such a person might be found, and then go there. For example, if compassion, kindness, and humanity are on your criteria list, consider volunteering at an animal rescue organization, a homeless shelter, or rescue mission. Odds are the men and women there have the same core values that you have. Now, if you can just meet someone there that has a mutual attraction. Pearl number 3. Do not give yourself to the unworthy or undeserving. There is only one you. Consider yourself a valuable item, something rare and unique, not to be wasted. If the person you are dating is treating you disrespectfully, taking advantage of you, taking you for granted, ignoring your needs but insists theirs be met, is abusive in the slightest way, then this person is unworthy and undeserving of your time, effort, energy, and emotion. Dump the chump. Pearl number 4. Do not tolerate any relationship or situation that you would advise a family member or friend to walk away from. The critical eye is essential here. Often, we stay in a relationship or situation because we hope the person or situation will change. Use the critical eye. See the person for what they are, or the situation for what it is, not for what you hope might be. Case in point. A friend of mine joined a dating site where you pay as you go. In this case, $1 a message. As an aside, never join such a site. Read the terms. They state the site is for amusement and entertainment purposes only. The profiles are fictitious. Messages may be computer generated to simulate real conversation. Most communications are untrue and disingenuous, and/or they use employees to get you to use their services more extensively. Interpretation. They tell you what you want to hear, so you keep spending. If I heard of a family member or friend joining such a site, I would advise them to get out and get away as fast as possible. But I digress. For your benefit, but I digressed. As a barometer or reference point, use the following. You meet someone at a bar, or a club, or a church gathering. You hit it off. What happens next? Usually, you exchange phone numbers, talk or text for 2 or 3 weeks, then decide if the connection warrants a dinner date. On this pay-as-you-go site, my friend chatted with a woman for, are you ready? 13 months waiting to get together. There was always a reason not to get together. Had I heard my friend was spending $1 a message, chatting with someone for 13 months, hoping for a dinner date, I'd tell him to run, not walk away. Had the critical eye been used, my friend would have avoided thousands of dollars. Yes, thousands of dollars. By giving up on this person after a reasonable period of time and/or one and only one excuse not to get together. By failing to use the critical eye, my friend did not see this person for what they were, or situation for what it was. He wasted time, effort, energy, emotion, and money hoping they were something they were not. And more importantly, he did not remove himself from this wasteful situation soon enough. Pearls 5, 6, 9, and 10 also apply to his situation. Boy, when my friend screwed up, he screwed up big time. Pearl number 5. Do not spend time, energy, effort, or money foolishly or on the foolish. Recall the woman and situation I discussed in the previous pearl. Was that not spending time, energy, effort, and money foolishly? Was it foolish for my friend to continue month after month, dollar after dollar, hoping for a date with someone who clearly had no intention of ever meeting him? Time, energy, effort, and money are valuable, and for most of us, limited resources. Treasure them. Be stingy with them. Expend them if the return justifies doing so. If the return on your investment of time, effort, energy, and money is unjustified, run. Don't walk away from that person and/or situation. Trust me, you will wish you had all that time, energy, effort, and money back someday. Which segues nicely into our next pearl. Pearl number 6. Set and keep boundaries. Think about the 13-month disaster my friend went through. Had he set a boundary of 3 to 6 weeks of chatting and no more? Had he set a boundary of 1 rejection for a dinner date request and no more? Had he set a boundary of a maximum dollar amount on any one chat session with someone and no more? Much time, effort, energy, and money could have been saved. It is not enough to set a boundary. You must keep it as well. If he had set a boundary of 1 rejection for a dinner date request and held to that boundary, he would have been out of the situation 11 months earlier than he was. Set your boundaries. Tell the person you are dating what the boundary is, then adhere to it. Trust me, failing to set and keep boundaries will lead to regret at a later date without doubt or question. Pearl number 7. Expect from them at least what they expect from you. The purpose here is to prevent the relationship from becoming one-sided. If they expect you to be on time, it is fair to expect them not to be late. If you extend a dinner invitation, you pick up the tab. The same goes true for them. If they ask you to a function, they pay for the function. If they expect you to take them to only the finest restaurants if you ask them to dinner, they better not head for Burger King if they ask you to dinner. Fairness and consistency are necessary for this pearl to work. Expectations must be mutual, otherwise the relationship becomes a dictatorship. For example, I expect dinner at the ready when I am ready for it. Fine, we'll alternate cooking dinner. I'll take Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You take Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. We'll go out to dinner or go hungry on Saturday. On my nights to prepare dinner, it will be ready for you when you are ready for it. Anything less is unfair, inconsistent, and dictating. That is not tolerable. Pearl number 8. Accept that should the relationship sour unexpectedly, without warning, discussion, or reason, the truth regarding that relationship has reared its ugly head. The situation here is always consistent in occurrence and predictable in reason. Your relationship is perfectly fine on Saturday, but goes to crap on Sunday. They were loving and thoughtful yesterday. They are distant and thoughtless today. The truth has reared its ugly head. Never ignore the truth when it rears its ugly head. The truth does not like to be ignored and will make you pay dearly for ignoring it. You were never in a lasting relationship. Period. Why? Usually one or more of the following is the answer. You were being used. He or she got the sex they were seeking. They met someone else. They never really cared about you from the outset. Or you failed to use the critical eye, and your hope that they truly cared for you did not come to pass. Now what? Pop open some champagne. If they were to leave, let them leave earlier rather than later in the relationship. Pearl number 9. After 3 months within a new relationship, decide if it should continue, be modified, or ended. At some point within 90 days of entering a new relationship, use the critical eye and assess the relationship and situation. Ask the tough questions. Compare your life before the relationship to your life in the relationship. What value has this person brought into your life, or are they extracting a high price from you? Can you truly see yourself in this relationship for another 90 days, or are you better off discarding it? Options. There are 3. Option number 1. Maintain the relationship, either because it is a thing of value, or you want to give truth more time to rear its ugly head. Option number 2. Modify the relationship to eliminate the poisonous aspects it brings into your life. Option number 3. Terminate the relationship, and that right quick. Choose wisely, grasshopper. A free copy of the book I Do If It's Equitable to the first person who in the comments below can tell me where Choose Wisely, Grasshopper comes from. Pearl number 10. Be decisive and cautious. To be lonely and alone is better than to be used and abused. As you date, expect that you will avoid potentially toxic relationships, and should you stumble into one, expect that you will terminate it immediately. The old adage of an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure fits nicely here. Being cautious while applying the critical eye should allow you to uncover potentially toxic relationships earlier rather than later. Remember, once the truth has reared its ugly head, that's it, game over. So, whether it's the critical eye, your gut feeling, your instinct, advice from a friend, whatever the catalyst that leads you to decide to end the relationship, end it. Being decisive keeps you from going down a dark road too long. Remember, the critical eye, once you see the person for what they are, or the situation for what it is, game over. The truth has reared its ugly head, and the truth will make you pay dearly if you ignore it. We cause ourselves too much pain, grief, and regret, hoping something will change into what we hope it will be. Rubbish, as the British say. Being decisive can be difficult. That's why there are many sheep willing to follow the few decisive enough to lead, for better or worse. Are you listening, Congress? To summarize, enter the relationship or situation. Within 90 days, use the critical eye to assess the relationship or situation. Decide what course of action to take. Take it. Simple, right? This concludes our discussion on pearls to ponder while dating. If you learned anything of value, please consider hitting the like and share button. Leave me a comment, especially if you have a question, a concern, a problem, or issue we might be able to solve together. Or perhaps you can assist me in improving my presentations to you. Finally, if you feel that I am worthy of your time and effort, please consider subscribing, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so you will know when I upload a new installment of the I Do philosophy. Until next time, date wisely, date safely, and remember, I do if it's equitable.